We get you up to speed on the latest in sports. I'm Sean Yao. We begin with the PBA Governors Cup quarterfinals, where the Meralco Bolts and the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings bolster their bids for a twice-to-beat advantage. Marty Bautista tells us more.
The Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters were only trailing by 4 points in the fourth quarter of their game against the Meralco Bolts in the PBA Governors Cup. But Meralco ignited an 11-2 run midway through the fourth to lead by 13, 87-74. Phoenix was able to trim it back down to 6 inside the final minute of the game, but they ran out of time to complete the comeback. Final score, 92-86 for the Bolts. Import KJ McDaniels led the way for Meralco on both ends of the floor, 19 points, 16 rebounds, 4 steals, and 5 blocks. Aaron Black was also a big help offensively with 18 points and 6 rebounds. With the win, Meralco ends the eliminations with a 7-4 win-loss record, and they have a chance to nab one of the twice-to-beat advantage heading into the quarterfinals. The Fuel Masters, meanwhile, end with a 4-7 record for the 8th seed. They'll await the winner of the matchup between the TNT Tropang Giga and the Northport Batang Pier on March 15 to determine if they can outrightly enter the quarters.
We knew that if we lost this game, we probably would end up playing either Talcatex or San Miguel. So we wanted to get this win tonight to give ourselves a chance, 1, for the top 4, and 2, to avoid the top teams going into the next round. And we were able to accomplish that.
In the other game, the Barangay Ginebra Gin Kings got down to business in the second quarter against the Converge Fiber Xers. The Kings ignited a blistering 22-5 rally, paving the way for an 18-point lead, 56-38. Converge unloaded a run of its own to cut the lead by half at halftime, 64-55. Ginebra continued with its impressive offensive display in the second half, and the lead went back up to 15 after the third quarter, 93-78. The onslaught continued in the final frame as Ginebra cruised to its 4th straight win, 120-101. Jamie Malonzo had a career-high 29 points, while import Justin Brownlee and Christian Stan Hardinger each finished with 28 points. Converge import Jamal Franklin was a non-factor, putting up just 4 points on 5 shot attempts. The win propels the Gin Kings to a tie with the San Miguel Beermen for the second spot, with both having a 7-2 win-loss slates. Ginebra needs to win at least one of their last 2 assignments to secure a twice-to-beat edge in the quarters. Converge, on the other hand, finished the eliminations with a 6-5 record for 7th seed.
We were a little bit surprised that Franklin wasn't as aggressive as he's been in the past, but that's not our issue. Our issue is to go out and win the basketball game. If he wants to take 50 shots or he wants to take 0 shots, it doesn't matter to us. We're just going to go out there and try to win.
PBA action continues on Wednesday, March 8 at the Inares Center in Antipolo. The Blackwater Bossing will face the Magnolia Hotshots at 3 p.m., followed by Ginebra versus the Terra Firma Jeep at 5:45 p.m., after which the PBA will have a 1-week break for the All-Star Game in Pasig City, Iloilo, which will be held from March 9 to 12. For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
And Pinoy gymnast Carlos Yulo wrapped up the FIG Artistic Gymnastics Apparatus World Cup with 2 more podium finishes. Yulo added a silver medal in the parallel bars event of the Doha Qatar Worlds after notching a total score of 14.933. This is just 0.33 short of gold medalist Ilya Kovtun of Ukraine. Before that, Yulo clinched gold in the floor exercise event on Friday. Yulo also won bronze in the vault event, where he was a former world champion. He finished with an average of 14.883 points, just a little under the silver medalist's 14.899 average. Up next for Yulo will be the final 2 legs of the World Series in Baku, Azerbaijan on March 9 to 12. And in collegiate volleyball, the UST Golden Tigresses snapped the 20-game winning streak of defending champs, the NU Lady Bulldogs. It was a hard-earned 5-set win. UST was able to grab the first 2 close sets to set up the table for a sweep. But the Lady Bulldogs showed championship mettle and bounced back to take the next 2. In the 5th and final set, Milena Alessandrini put UST ahead by 5 with a block on Micaela Belen, 13-8. Aya Laure then took matters into her own hands and delivered the final 2 points for UST to complete the upset. Laure and rookie Regina Jurado each had 18 points for UST. UST was also the last team to beat NU back in season 81. We're taking a quick time out. We have more sports stories for you after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching the game on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Libya's Equestrian Club has resumed its championships after a 13-year hiatus due to civil war and unrest. Some 200 Libyan horse riders and a participant from Tunisia competed in the championship last week. The last similar event was held in 2009, before the location became a literal battlefield. Now, with the situation relatively more calm, club officials are hoping to draw back international attention to the sport. And the International Boxing Association defended its decision to allow Russian and Belarusian athletes to compete under their flags. The IBA, which has Russian Umar Krevlev as its president, says it has no rights to set borders on which athletes should play. The boxing body lifted the ban on Russian and Belarusian athletes, which has allowed them to participate at world championships. The IBA has also opened disciplinary proceedings against 11 countries over their planned boycott of the Amateur World Championships. Among these countries are the United States, Canada, and Sweden. The call to ban athletes stems from the still ongoing war between Ukraine and Russia. Meanwhile, the US Open and the United States Tennis Association are both hoping that Novak Djokovic will be allowed to enter the country. Tournament organizers, in a tweet, said that they hope Djokovic will be successful in his special permit request to enter the US. He also missed last year's edition of the US Open. This request comes amid the US's vaccine requirement that is in place for foreign air travelers. The rule is not expected to be lifted before the ATP Masters 1000 events in Indian Wells, California and Miami this month. Djokovic, who is one of the most high-profile athletes to be unvaccinated against COVID-19, had earlier said that he hopes for a positive outcome on his request. The Serbian is coming off a record-extending 10th Australian Open title and his 22nd Grand Slam last January. Filipino boxer Mark Magsayo believes that he beat American foe Brandon Figueroa at their featherweight clash in California. In a post after the match, Magsayo thanked his fans for their support before claiming that he thinks he was the rightful winner. The scores tell otherwise, as Figueroa won by a significant margin via unanimous decision, 117 to 109 twice and 118 to 108. The 27-year-old Bohol native showed flashes of brilliance, but he couldn't sustain until the final bell. This was Magsayo's second straight loss after winning his first 24 fights, 16 of which via knockout. Meanwhile, Figueroa improved 24-1 with 18 KOs. The win also gives the American the right to face Ray Vargas for the WBC belt. For the latest in sports, visit onesports.ph. Meantime, the Newsday continues later at 4:30 p.m. I'll see you then. I'm Sean Yao. Thanks for watching.